Do 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 do. Whoa! Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello and welcome to the Long Way Home Bicycle Tour. In today's amazing-tastic episode, I go from Espanola, Ontario, across Manitoulin Island, and I end up here. No, not here. This is for another episode. I end up in South Baymouth, Ontario. Manitoulin. Let's go. Oh, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Day number 90. A quick morning takedown. There's a break in the rain, but it's supposed to be a rainy one all day. So get this stuff packed and away quick, and let's get out of here. Day number 90 of the Long Way Home Bicycle Tour. Day number 91. Didn't get very far yesterday. It was rainy and windy, and I've got heaps of time before I gotta be in St. Jacobs. So I decided to treat myself to a motel here in Espanola. I saw this church as I was riding and decided to take a little break here. I do like churches, temples, mosques. I find them very beautiful, very interesting. So originally my plan for Manitoulin Island was to go to a place called Providence Bay. But the weather's not really cooperating. I've been on a lot of beaches, and if it's not gonna be nice, I might just head straight for the ferry. One reason is the weather. Another reason is I've been in Northern Ontario for a long time, and I'm starting to crave some new surroundings. It's very nice up here, but and I like to chill, I like to hang, but I'm also the type of person who gets bored of a place after a while. Surprise, surprise. So unless the weather really clears up and I just want to hit the beach, I think I might just go straight to South Baymouth and to the ferry. According to this sign, one of the birds on my bird list is here, the cerulean warbler. I'll turn Merlin on and see if I catch anything with Merlin, because I'm not exactly sure how they sound. That would be a good one to get, and they're probably heading south. This is a nice little park in a town I can't pronounce. It looks like there's a gate. Maybe they close this up at night. It's part of a museum. I got Merlin going on the phone. Hopefully, gonna get some warblers, a cerulean warbler. And when I see the cerulean warbler, I'm gonna shoot it with a camera. Oh, there's a nice little church right here. That's quite nice. I guess my dream camp would be if they just left and kept all this open. I could sleep in that little church right there. This is the gate right here. Can't really tell how often it's locked and closed, but there's a little revolving gate here. Toilets right there. Let's have a little nosy inside the church. It says homestead here, but when you go in, it's a little church. The Church of Dweeb Rider. How nice. I love churches. What a nice little church. Holy, holy, holy. I don't know what that says. The bread of life. I suppose this might be a Catholic church, so the bread would literally be Jesus, like literally. The Church of Dweeb Rider has been locked. Somebody came around 4:30 when the museum closed and locked it. But that's okay, I can camp out under here. So I've got the bungee cord set up instead of the tent pegs. I actually have Andy, the bike guy that I met in the bike guy that I met in Nipigon. Actually, I have him to thank for that tip. Yeah, great tip. And I also met him in Schreiber Beach. I accidentally called him Andrew in the video, but the guy was so nice he didn't correct me. But then I found out later, because he's such a nice guy, that other people on the road had run into him, and I found out that his name was Andy. So, Andy, if you're watching this, thank you. Great tip. It's actually come in handy a couple times. And not a bad place to camp. And yes, they are calling for rain. Shocking. 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 It's raining, but the shelter is working and the tent is dry. So I suppose this could be considered a tip, but on a long-term bicycle trip, or any bicycle trip for that matter, where you're packing a tent, you mostly want to keep the tent dry. Yes, the tent can get wet, but you want to keep it out of the rain as much as possible. Why? Because when the tent gets wet, it just adds to the general wear and tear of the tent. So it's always a good idea, if you can, to get out of the rain. Your tent will last longer. And packing it up wet, ooh, yeah, that's another thing you don't want to do. But sometimes you have to do it, so you do it.
Good morning to all, especially the people watching this video. Day number 93 of the Long Way Home Bicycle Tour. Just getting packed up. Less wet this morning than expected. That's quite rare. The setup worked fantastic. I had a great night's sleep. Really good. Nice morning. Little chilly, but I've got my layers on. I'm not cold at all. Day number 93. Let's do it. I'm feeling lucky today. I'm feeling lucky.
Started raining again. I wanted to get out a little bit earlier, but the rain, I think since the museum is open now, I'm gonna go pay a visit to the museum. I was watching a documentary last night about the Chigwanda archaeological dig, where there's big quartzite deposits, and the First Nations people, going back over 10,000 years, used to go and mine the quartzite for stone tools and stuff. Another thing that the First Nations people used to do, going back tens of thousands of years, is mine copper and make copper tools. And they were the first people to enter the Copper Age. So I think that's pretty interesting. And so in the documentary, they mentioned this museum. And I was like, hey, that's where I'm camping. So I think I'll visit the museum and check out some of these artifacts, because it's pretty fucking cool. And then I'm gonna get going. Maybe I can even catch the ferry today. I'm not that far from South Baymouth. It's an island. You know, I don't have to go too far. Well. Turns out the museum is closed. Somebody stopped me and let me know, hey, are you going to the museum? I said, yeah. And they said, closed. And I was like, bummer. Well, no, there was more to it than that, but that's that. Would have liked to have been to the museum. Apparently there's another place further down the road that has artifacts and stuff. I might hit it up. We'll see how the day goes. Tonight's campsite is probably here. There was just some, I'm not too sure how to book. I remember me and Roxy stayed here a couple years ago, and we went to the gas station and we were able to make a little donation at the gas station, and that's where we book. But the people at the gas station told me I had to go talk to somebody over by the harbor there, because apparently people do book this place, so I might have to get out. But we did stay here once before, and wouldn't it be so cool if I stayed here again? Also, nice spot. Manitoulin Island is so nice. Something that's weighing on my mind. I'm not sure if I gave Manitoulin its due. You know, it's such a cool place. The first time I came here was with my girlfriend on a road trip, and the place was really cool. We went to a lot of places, but I could tell that this place was unique and special. And you could get a lot of juice out of this place, Manitoulin Island. But, you know, my heart just wants to move on and go somewhere different. The weather wasn't really cooperating. I wanted to go to Providence Bay, but I didn't want to set up on a wet beach. Also, I've been on lots of beaches before. So did I give Manitoulin its due? No, I don't think I did. But even if I was here for a month, I don't think I would have given Manitoulin its due. It really is a very special and unique place, and I suppose there will be things to do next time I come here. But I got the ferry booked. I'm going to spend one more night here in Manitoulin at this place, hopefully, and be moving on. The BT 700 is coming up. Tim's down. That's my brother. My friend Marcel looks like he's down for it. So it's going to be the three amigos on the BT 700, the Brian and Tim 700 featuring Marcel, and it'll be a good time. Well, I feel like I've done a lot of talking. I feel like I've done a lot of talking in this video in general. This might be the most talky video I've ever done. So I'm gonna stop talking now, because I don't know, you probably want to see more bike touring. You probably don't want to hear me talk. Or maybe you do, I don't know.